Yo, what's going on, guys? Mush back at it with another video, and it's time to go over this week's top 5 best PC hardware deals of the week. Black Friday has come and gone, so now we're back to the normality of PC hardware deals, although during the holiday season in general, you can find better deals than typically non-holiday season time, so there are still some really good deals that I want to go over. Without further ado, let's get right into this with number 5. Number 5, I got a couple of different SSDs. All of these are available on Newegg, and you've got a 250GB SSD, a 500GB SSD, as well as a 1TB SSD. The 250GB SSD comes in for $85, the 500GB is at $140, and then the 1TB SSD after a promo code comes in at around $270. All of those are relatively decent deals. That 500GB SSD is probably the sweet spot. The 1TB is a little bit on the expensive side. You can get away with a 250GB as well. It's just that 250 gigs is a little limiting, especially if you want to put any sizable amount of games on it. With a 500GB SSD, honestly, at that point, you could probably forego the hard drive entirely if you are a little bit more crafty on what games you keep downloaded, if you're okay with deleting games after you beat them, things like that. Nonetheless, all of these SSDs come in at a pretty good price and you can't go wrong with any of them. Moving on to a CPU available on eBay, the AMD Ryzen 3 1200 4-core CPU is down to $95, and this is a really solid deal. This is about the price it was going for at Black Friday. I think I saw it as low as 90 flat, but $95 is still an excellent deal for a 4-core CPU that's clocked at 3.1 GHz, 3.4 GHz turbo. The CPU market is very exciting right now. I think that's the one thing, even with GPU prices being crazy, RAM prices being crazy, the CPU market is a very exciting market to watch, and it really comes down to the Ryzen CPUs because those have opened the floodgates to a lot of great budget options, and the Ryzen 3 1200 being a 4-core CPU at $95 definitely fits the bill as a great budget option. This CPU paired with a good GPU is going to have excellent performance in gaming. If you go with something like a GTX 1060 or an RX 580, that is going to be ideal in a more budget-oriented rig. Moving on to number 3, we've got the CORSAIR CXM series CX450 450 watt 80 plus bronze certified power supply. Now this power supply is semi-modular, comes at Newegg at $47. There's a $20 mail-in rebate knocking it down to $27 and a $2 off promo code. Yeah, $2 off with a promo code. That's probably one of the smallest promo codes I've ever seen, but nonetheless, $2 off is $2 off, so if you take advantage of the rebate, use the promo code, you end up getting this power supply for $25, which is an excellent deal. Now, I know a lot of you guys do not like mail-in rebates, and I can definitely understand that. At that point, getting it for $45 is still a decent price, but that $25 price point after the mail-in rebate, that's just absolutely excellent. And again, it is semi-modular, so that's going to keep cable management a little bit easier, and even with it being 450 watts on the surface, that does sound a little bit low on the wattage side. However, GPUs are very efficient these days that 450 watts can even power some of the higher end GPUs like a 1060, an RX 570, something like that would be perfect with this power supply. And it's not all too limiting even to those mid-range GPUs. Moving on, I do want to mention a pre-built computer because there is a great deal right now on Dell. You can pick up the Dell Inspiron gaming desktop for $700 flat. Now let's go over the specifications of it real quick. For the CPU, you've got an AMD Ryzen 5 1400 3.4 GHz CPU, 8GB of DDR4 2400 MHz RAM, so that's very nice, and you can upgrade it up to 32GB, but obviously you have to buy that yourself, so 8GB to start off is pretty decent. Ideally, in 2017 going on into 2018, you would like to have 16GB of RAM, but nonetheless, that's pretty good. And for the video card, you've got a Radeon RX 580, an 8GB model, so that's very nice. The 8GB 580s usually go for at least $250, usually a little bit more than that. Right now, the going price seems to be around $280 to $310, so the fact that that GPU is included in this build is a huge incentive. And of course, you've got a 1TB hard drive, and as is the case with all pre-built computers, it will be preloaded with a copy of Windows 10, which again is valued at around $80 to $100. So this is definitely a good value-oriented PC, and if you were to buy everything separately, it would be well over $700. So definitely a good price here. And for those of you that do shy away from building your own PCs, again, it is built for you, and sometimes that is pretty nice, although I would recommend to at least learn how to build a PC, because that's just good general knowledge to have when you are playing on a gaming PC. And finally, number 1, we've got an excellent deal on a monitor, the LG 24 MC57HQ-P black 24-inch monitor. It's a 1080p monitor, and it's down to $110 and just $100 after a $10 mail-in rebate. That is a fantastic deal on a 24-inch monitor. Whenever I see a 1080p 23 to 24-inch monitor under $120, that's a great deal, and this one, $110 before the rebate is already a really good deal, but $100 after the rebate, that's just awesome. Now, this sale is only lasting for another 14 hours, so if you're watching this video and you are in the market for a new monitor, I would pick this up ASAP. Really good deal, and 1080p is still a great resolution to game at. I know 4K has been gaining a lot of traction, but if you want to get a budget PC and you want to run games that look great and then perform great as well, a 1080p monitor is still the way to go. If you actually picked up this monitor along with that pre-built computer, that would be a great way to start up your PC gaming experience. So that's gonna wrap up this video, guys. As always, thanks for watching. Let me know if you pick any of these up. As always, links to everything will be in the description box down below. If you have a request for a future video, you can put that in the comment section as well, and I will catch you guys in the next one. Peace out.